Hello, hi, my name is, hi, sorry about that. Welcome back to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. As far as today's cricket show is concerned, we have yesterday we saw on Australia Day, Australia celebrated their first ever victory in the ODI series when they beat England, and there was an exhibition of great fast bowling from the Aussies, especially on a wicket which was definitely doing something. There was good bounce, good carry, and also there was good movement as well. And the England batsmen were looking like rabbits in the headlights when at one stage the Australian score read 8 for 5, and then they recovered to 196 thanks to Chris Wokes making a very solid 78. And then for Australia also it was not so easy. In fact, I would say they put some mud on themselves as they made the chase seem a bit complicated. And even after that, Travis Head was the one who actually got them almost near the finishing line. But nevertheless, it was completed by Tim Payne and Cummins. In fact, Travis Head contributed 96. So on Australia Day, Australia's luck came back and they won the fourth ODI. So at least they would be having heart from the fact that even though England have won the series, they have at least managed to get some consolation here with the fifth one coming up at the WACA in Perth. It's a refurbished stadium, and one is waiting to watch it at the WACA in Perth. As far as India and South Africa were concerned, on the third day's play, it was totally something that one has not seen in cricket for quite a long time. A pitch which could be probably termed substandard, as the ball, as I said yesterday, there was exaggerated bounce and there was sideways movement too. But as the coach Otis Gibson said, they only asked for pace and bounce, did not ask for so much of grass. And what it has done is, it was a very tough day at the office for both the teams, especially India, when Murli Vijay and all the other Indian batsmen copped a lot of blows, especially Murli Vijay when the cherry was absolutely new. Kohli, Murli Vijay, the paint sprays were brought in, and Vijay, according to me, was the one who copped a lot of blows on his anatomy, on his chest, on his hand, on his thigh, lot of things. Thing happened, and a lot of talks are going on right now. And then the referee had to actually stop play because Dean Elgar was hit on the helmet by one particular rearing delivery. And then finally they have decided that the match will go on, and India actually definitely stand a good chance of actually winning the series. Probably they would be stopping South Africa in their tracks tomorrow, I reckon, as India made 247, thus setting the South Africans 241 runs for victory, out of which there were 17 for 1 at close of play on the third day. So on the third day itself, the pitch is behaving in such a manner you could well imagine what could happen on the fourth and fifth day. So I am not, definitely I know that this match, which is going to go the distance, with only the final innings left right now, one is quite sure the match would be over tomorrow, and India definitely looking clear favourites to win the match, but one has to still wait and watch, with South Africa still having 9 wickets in their bag. But the pitch has become very treacherous to bat on, and it's also something which can harm your anatomy. So one does not know. I am told that they have decided, the umpires and referees have decided, the match will go on, and we will definitely see the 4 days play resuming at the Wanderers in Johannesburg. So that is something that I'm going to talk about. And also tomorrow the Tri-Series final takes place in Bangladesh at Mirpur, where Sri Lanka and Bangladesh take on each other in the finals of the Tri-Series, with Zimbabwe being pushed out of the series, as you all know. So I'll be doing a part of a sneak preview, one could say. But first, let's head towards Australia at the Adelaide Oval. It was the Australia Day. Initially, the crowds were a bit slow to come, but later on, we saw a bit of, I wouldn't say swelling, but definitely we saw the crowd started coming. As far as yesterday's match was concerned, playing at the Adelaide Oval, and the toss was actually won by the Aussies, and Aussies decided that they would actually insert England to bat first. And right from the time the play started, the England innings was in absolute disarray. Just talking about it, they were reduced to 8 for 5 by Josh Hazlewood and Pat Cummins. And what a superb spell of bowling. As I said, there was bounce in the wicket. There was good. The ball was really moving about, and it was not easy to bat at all. And the England batsmen continued to struggle at the wicket. As I said, it started by Cummins and Josh Hazlewood. Jason Roy was the first batsman to be dismissed when he tried to flare delivery through the offside, and Stephen Smith took the catch. So Jason Roy was gone for a duck. The next to go was Alex Sales, a superb delivery from Cummins, a real nickbacker, which Alex Sales, timber being disturbed. He was gone, bowled by Cummins for 3 of 11 deliveries. After that, it was Jonathan Barstow's turn, but here the bowler was Josh Hazlewood, who actually bowled a good delivery. I thought he forced Barstow to actually go and nick one, which went into the hands of Payne. He was gone for naught, and then the wicket number 4, it was Joss Butler was sent packing when, in fact, Joe Root was the 4th player to go, when Joe Root actually tried to hook Cummins, and in the process, Hazlewood took a very easy catch at defense. He was gone for naught, so we could look at the knots. There were 4 knots in that score, and then Butler joined the knot group as Josh Butler got a wonderful delivery. I mean, he was nodding his head as he was walking. It was a tremendous delivery from Hazlewood, and Payne took the catch, and the England innings were in absolute disarray at 8 for 5 at one stage. After that, a brief revival, one could say, with Morgan, the captain, and Moeen Ali there, but still they were also struggling at the crease. And slowly, when I would say the new ball, the new cherry was getting a bit old, Morgan and Moeen Ali could eke some runs out as they helped the England from 8 for 5 to 61, and then Morgan fell as Cummins picked up his wicket by getting him caught by Tim Payne behind the sticks. He was gone for 33 with 1 boundary. Moeen Ali contributing something of value under the circumstances, making 33 of 50 balls with 3 fours before Ty actually got into the act as he picked up the wicket of Moeen Ali. And then we saw Adil Rashid depart for 7 to the bowling of Cummins of 8 balls with 1 4. That made the score 120 for 8, and one probably thought with Tim Curran for company only, even though Chris Wokes was there at the wicket solidly getting behind the ball, one thought that this England innings would be coming to a quick end. But let me tell you, Chris Wokes definitely showing what a useful all-rounder he can be for England, as he actually nurtured the innings in the company of Tom Curran. But also Chris Wokes was not afraid to play his strokes. He went on smacking the bowlers. He hit 5 sixes and 4 boundaries in a very, I would say, a very good knock of 78 runs of 82 balls with 4 fours and 5 sixes, and the partnership added 60 runs in 11 overs, with Tom Curran giving good company by hitting 35 of as many balls, 2 fours and 1 6, and both were actually victims of Ty. Mark Wood was not out on 2, and the England innings at least bore some respectability at 196 all out after struggling at 8 for 5 at one stage. After that, the bowling, look at the bowling. Cummins, 10 overs, 2 minutes, 24 runs and 4 wickets, absolutely on the money. Hazlewood was the next best bowler, 10 overs, no more than 3 for 39. Andy Ty, 7.5 overs, no maiden, 33 runs and 3 wickets. 5 overs, 1 maiden, none for 24 for Mitchell Marsh. Travis had 2 overs, none for 9. Zampa got a bit of hit, 7 overs, none for 40. This was the time I thought probably Smith probably erred on the side of caution, I would say. He brought his bowlers Zampa and Stoinis into the act, and that actually helped England probably recover, one could say, as Zampa leaked 42 of his 7, Stoinis went for 24. So that really helped matters for England. As far as Australia were concerned, they started off with David Warner and Travis Head and Vokes after batting so well for 78. Definitely his confidence should have been sky high at that stage, and he picked up the wicket of David Warner, caught by Butler of Vokes for 13 of 11 deliveries, 2 fours. That was wicket number 1. And then Cameron White once again failed as Curran bowled a delivery which trapped Cameron White LBW for 3 of 7 balls, and Stephen Smith was sent packing by Adil Rashid for just 4 runs caught by Root, and that really did not help matters for Australia, as after the wicket of Smith, the score at 70 for 3, and then the next to go was Mitchell Marsh, Cotton bowled Rashid for 32 of 30 balls, 3 fours, 1 6. But Travis Head was still entrenched at the crease. He was looking good at the crease. He was playing his customary, he placed some nice strokes through the offside, especially square on the offside. He's pretty strong, as we all know. He frequents that point area, and he was looking good at that stage. At the other end, it was Marcus Stoinis, but Marcus Stoinis could make only 14 of 11 deliveries, 3 fours, becoming a victim of Rashid. And then Pat Cummins was run out for 3, and suddenly, with Australia losing some quick wickets, the score read 185 for 7. In fact, 136 in the halfway stage with 5 wickets gone. And then Travis Head definitely deserved a century for his knock, but he was caught. Morgan bowled Wood for 96 with 15 boundaries of 107 balls. Well played, Travis Head, 180 for 6. And then it was actually Andy Ty at the crease along with Tim Payne after Cummins was run out for 3. But Tim Payne kept a cool head, being not out on 25, 31 balls, 2 fours, and made sure that Australia would go home. That's what precisely happened. Andy Ty was not out on 3 of 1 ball, and the game was over. Australia picking up their first ODI win in this particular series to get some consolation, as the scoreline in this ODI series stood at 2-1, 3-1 in favour of England. Vokes 7 overs 1 for 36, tremendous performance from Vokes. Mark Wood 9 overs 1 for 58, Curran 2 overs 1 maiden 1 for 10. Moeen Ali 8 overs 141. Rashid bowled 10 overs 3 for 49. He was the only bowler to bowl the full quota. Root 1 over for 3, and the man of the match going to Pat Cummins for some, I would say, splendid exhibition of pace bowling from Pat Cummins. Now let's go on to that match which I was talking about. We are talking about the South Africa versus India. We are talking about the third day's play, where it was all about ball not hitting the bat but hitting your anatomy, especially, as I said, Murali Vijay copped a few blows on his chest, on his thigh, on his leg, and it was a sort of a very sorry scene, I would say, as far as India was concerned. So let's have a look at the Indian card. So we are talking about the Indian card, which is in the second innings, and so let's talk about it right now. And India, as I said, it all started with KL Rahul being the first wicket to go in the morning, when his wicket was picked up by Vernon Philander, where actually it was not a good stroke from KL Rahul, who actually went and fished at a delivery outside the off stump for the bowling of Philander. So he was gone for 16 with 2 fours. After that, as I said, it was Murali Vijay and Virat Kohli at the crease. Murali Vijay was totally tested in the sense, basically I thought it was a gutsy performance from Murali Vijay partnering Virat Kohli and really standing the test. In fact, Pujara was the next wicket to go. Pujara also survived a few calls, and then Pujara was taken. What a delivery from Mone Morkel. The ball, as I said, getting exaggerated bounce, and Pujara was gone. He was out fending the delivery to Duplessis for one, so that was gone. So that made it 57 for 3. Murli Vijay was joined in by Virat Kohli. Murli Vijay, as I said, was to me was the person who really had a very tough time out there with the ball, hitting all parts of his anatomy as that was going on. And then finally, Murli Vijay was dismissed by a toe crusher, a toe crushing Yorker from Kagiso Rabada for 25 with 1 boundary. Kohli looked very good in the sense, even under the circumstances where the ball was doing a lot of things, and also Kohli showing some a very good technique against the bowlers, managed 41 with 6 boundaries before Rabada cleaned him up. But Ajinkya Rahane was one who really took the attack to South Africa, as he decided that he is going to really go on the offensive, and that's what he precisely did, and that yielded him 48 runs with 6 boundaries. Pandya was an early victim, caught and bowled with Rabada for 4. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, as in the first innings, once again showing the determination to stay at the centre by contributing 33 with 2 boundaries. Mohammad Shami hit out towards the end. In fact, he hit 2 sixes, 2 leg side slogs, which went into the spectators as he contributed at 27 with 1 4 and 2 sixes. Ishan Sharma was not out on 7. Bumrah was out for naught, and India making 247 all out. As I said, there were a lot of problems. The play was called. There was a real concern as the play was going on as to what would happen. 1 on Philander, 3 for 61, 3 for 69 Rabada, 3 for 47 Mone Morkel, 1 for 38 for Lungi Gidi. Philikwai could not get a wicket. But so 241 runs was set for victory, and Aiden Markram and Dean Elgar walked in to bat. In fact, the first wicket to go was Markram. Now, Mohammad Shami, who did not bowl well in the first innings, as you remember, got a short ball, and Andy Markram was taken on the shot. He tried to hook the delivery, and it ended up in the hands of Patel behind the stumps. He was gone for 4, and Virat Kohli was absolutely ecstatic as he jumped in thin air when the dismissal took place. Dean Elgar, that was the time that everyone realized that this pitch was dangerous to bat on, absolutely on the 3rd day, as Dean Elgar got a ball which came and hit him on his helmet, and there was a sort of everything was stopped, and they decided that the play wouldn't continue, and then finally play resumed, and when Dean Elgar was hit, the play was actually called off, and South Africa finished at 17 for 1. Dean Elgar was not out on 11 with 1 boundary. Amla was not out on 2, and this match, as I said, is definitely looking into India's grasp here. 1 for 7 for Shami, and Bumrah was the man who hit Dean Elgar on his helmet. And as I said, it really questions. There are a lot of questions being raised about this particular pitch, because you can't have pitches which can really get the players injured, and I don't think that is right. But definitely there'll be a lot of talk going on after this particular test match. So the 5th and final day is something which is going to be a fascinating battle, according to me. Well, and briefly, as I said, I don't have time to cover about it because of short of time. That Bangladesh take on Sri Lanka in the Tri-Series final tomorrow in Mirpur. Well, dear fan subscribers, it's about time for me to call it off as far as today's show is concerned. So it's good night from me.